Have you ever watched a tennis match and wondered why the countings are very, very much different from different sports? When we start a match and I make the first point, it becomes 15 love. Starting from here, that is 40 love. We have 15, 30, 40 game and the rest. Hello guys, welcome to Tochuk's tennis tutorial. Today we are going to talk about the tennis counting system. Have you ever watched a tennis match and wondered why the countings are very, very much different from different sports? Today, I'm going to make everything simple and easier for you. So now, the tennis counting has a very unique counting system. We have 15, 30, 40 game and the rest. So today I'm going to show you all of how we count in tennis. Okay, now in tennis, if we want to start a game, we will start from here. That's, let's call it from the deuce side. Okay, then I'm the server and the guy over there will be the receiver. So when we start a match and I make the first point and is in my favor, right, it becomes 15 love. 15 for me, the server, and love. The word love is the same thing as 0. So, but in tennis we use love. So I hope if you are a bit confused, please try to watch my last video on the philosophies about tennis. So the word 0 stands for love in tennis. So when after the point I have 15, my opponent has love. Then I go over to the other side of the court. Now, when I go over to the other side of the court and I make the point, it becomes 30 for me and love for the other guy. 30 love or 30-0, but we don't call it 0. Then if I make the next point, that's maybe starting from here, that is 40 love. Okay, now and I make the next point, it becomes game. Server's point is being counted first before the opponent, the receiver. Okay, let me rephrase. The server's point is always counted first before the receiver. So when I get a point, which is the first point, that's 15, and he gets it, is 15, it becomes 15-15. But if the next point he gets, it becomes 15-30. Okay, the same thing, if he gets another point, it becomes 15-40. Then if he also gets the next point, it becomes game 0-1, 0 to serve 1. Okay, then but since I'm the one serving and he's the one to serve next, it will now become 1-0 because it's now his point that will start counting. Okay, because we'll start counting his points first. That's 1-0. Then we'll start again. The same thing, 15-30. If he's the one that gets the whole points, it becomes 2-0. Now, in some cases, we can get 15-15, 30-30, 40-40, or no matter how it goes. But I need to a player has to get 40. Has to have a point, the next point after 40 to get a game. That's 1. However, if the two players at 40-30 get 40-40 at the same time, like you don't get the next point after getting the 40, it becomes deuce. They call it deuce. 40-40 is become deuce. Now, at deuce now, the whole counting changes. It now becomes the first person to get 2 points straight will now take a game. It must be 2 points straight. If you get the first point, it becomes advantage. That's advantage 40, right? Or you can call it advantage the server. If it's the server that got the point at 40-40, it becomes advantage server. But you will see on the television advantage on the server's point and then 40 on the receiver, the other person. So, but in normal counting, we call it advantage server. Okay? Then if the server gets the next point, it becomes game, right? You have to get the next 2 points straight up before you get a game. Now, when each both the server and the receiver, after the accumulation of different points, they get games. They need up to 6 games to make a set. Okay, you need up to 6 games. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, at 6 games, you have won the set. The 6 games means that the set is finished. Let me go back. You need up to 4 points. That's 15, 30, 40, and game to get a game. You need 4 points to get a game, and you need 4 games. You need 6 games to get a set. Let me say it again. Points to make a game, and 6 games to make a set, and 2 sets to win a match. However, in some tournaments like Grand Slams, which we have only 4 Grand Slams in the world. That's the only tournament that you need 3 sets to win a match. Any other tournament, you need 2 sets to win a match. So guys, let me go back to the countings again. 15, 30, 40. Then the next point, you have game. But at 40-40 for both players, you need to go advantage, then you have a game, 2 straight points. But if you have a point and the opponent gets the next point, you go back. You need 2 straight points to have a game. And then for the game, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6 games. You now win a set. But at that games, if both players get 5-5, you need 2 straight games to win the set, to make it like 7. You make it 7-5. But if the 2 players get 6-6, then you will need to go to something we call a tie. So at 6-6, both players start playing, and the first person to get to 7 win. However, if the 2 players on their way to 7 points get 6-6, then they will now start doing 2 ahead. You need to get 2 straight points. So at 6-6, the first person that get 8-6 win. But if they play 7-7, that you have to win 9-7. So they can go as long as forever, but you need to win 2 straight points. Okay, then you know that you have now won the set at 7-6. Now, I talk about super tie break. We have the normal tie break and the super tie break. The super tie break is normally played in matches that are longer. You know, when I said something about you have to take 2 sets to win a match, right? Now, the 2 sets have to come straight again. If the opponent takes 1 set and the other person takes 1 set, then they have to play a final set. Now, that final set will still be in a normal set, right? Just normal set. But in some tournaments, they can decide to play the final set as a super tie break. The person that wins the super tie break wins the match. So in such case, you make use of the super tie break. The super tie break is 1 to 10. Okay, no more 1 to 7. So at that 10, the first person to get 10 win the point. However, too, if they play 9-9, they will have to play 2 ahead. At 9-9, you have to win at 11-9. Okay, if they play 10-10, that's 12-10. So you have to be 2 points above from that 9 onwards. So guys, I hope you learned something, and I hope you understand the counting that I just talked about. So for more information and for more tips about tennis, please like, share, and comment on this video. Thank you.